All right, week 4, day 3, early in the morning, and we are doing a 2020, I think, Jeep, and customer complaints check engine light. It is a U11E9 lost comm with active grille shutter. Okay. All right, let's see if we have any bidirectional tests on that next. So I'm looking for active grille shutter or grille shutter. Nope. Let's see if we have a data parameter for it somewhere in here. We're going to pull a diagram next to familiarize ourselves a little bit with what this is. And this is a current code, I believe, too. So I'm just surprised to see data parameters here, though. Actuator max number of life cycle moves, 184, position closed. These are all -1s. Okay. All right. So I went under the active grille shutter test. I found under system tests. It says this procedure will allow the user to open and close the active grille shutter. Start the engine. Wait for speed to be at least 500 RPM. Go ahead, start it. And then let's see if it lets me even enter this. Have open, closed, and finished. Go ahead. Yes, for open, test in progress. So this is an automated test and nothing is changing. Okay, you can click finished on that. Let's go look at a wiring diagram real quick and then see what we're dealing with. This is the LIN bus circuit that's on this active grille shutter. It's shared with the generator and the auxiliary coolant pump. There are no fault codes for either one of those two guys. So this LIN circuit's probably intact. And our issue is going to be down here at the active grille shutter itself, power ground, and LIN bus signal. So we're going there next. And this is the cooling fan diagram that shows the active grille shutter here with the power ground, externally grounded. That LIN bus circuit, see where it says computer data lines, right? I pulled that one up for you already. You see this diagram also shows that it's shared with this auxiliary coolant pump. And then power feed for this LIN. It's 10 amp fuse. Looks like it is a specific fuse for this grille shutter. So you could start the fuse if you want to. My brother jumped in this before I started, and we found some issues just in a visual. So let me take you guys down there. All right. So my brother did this before I got here today. Gain access to this. What do we see here, folks? Looks like maybe someone did a little hokey pokey in here at some point in time. Sometimes you can get a stone that comes up and does stuff like that. But it looks to me like the LIN wire and the power feed wire both have green creddies. Yeah, you guys aren't going to see this shot, but I wanted to get you live because if I disturb the wiring, it may end up start working on us. And I'm trying to... I'm just trying to back probe the red wire first. That's one that's mostly corroded. I'm going to try not to disturb the wire at all. And that would be why right there. Check it out. We only got 2.6 volts after the corrosion. 2.6 is not enough to even power up this module. All right, so let me show you the LIN bus wire now. Not gonna worry about the ground. There's your LIN wire. Surprising that there's even anything there. Probably because, if you remember, there's 2 other modules that are on here, and so this signal that we're looking at here would be probably those other modules, is my guess. Let's get a cleaner signal here. Let's go like 2 milliseconds, 5, let that roll, freeze it, zoom out. Yeah, different packets of data, different messages. Let me do this. Let's run that. Let's set a trigger. We'll be able to see that live without me having to scroll. And then let's go 10 mil. There you go. Your different messages. So that's the interesting part about LIN bus circuits too. You know, you got one that this module's definitely not talking with 2.6 volts. I'm gonna unplug it and you guys will probably see no difference in this waveform. Not sure we saw a change really there at all, but that is unplugged now, and you can still see LIN bus signals. That's definitely the other guys talking on this module. We fixed this power feed. I think we're gonna be okay. Let's see if I can get you guys a shot of the rest of this now. Probably be able to show you something else interesting. Let's go back to the power wire here for a second. With this unplugged, I'll bet you we showed 12 volts. Oh, this is a great lesson right here on voltage drop testing. That's unplugged. We're showing 11.5 volts. Plug that back in, watch what happens. Plug it in, bam, voltage drop. Down to 3 volts. Unplug it, little to no voltage drop. Any voltage drop that's in here would be my meter itself is gonna have some amount of a draw. Believe it or not, even a 10 mega ohm impedance meter will drop voltage on a circuit if it's corroded enough. Do we have damage on the LIN wire, or is that just, no, that's just, so no damage on the LIN wire. The green we saw on that was just transferred from the red, so only have one wire we need to repair. It's broken. Don't know if that was a rock or if it was somebody doing the hokey pokey. This is one of the two. That's why when you're doing exterior type pokes, sometimes you have to. What you want to do is use some liquid tape when you're done, so something like this doesn't happen. This is the adhesive lined heat shrink style butt connectors. I know some of you guys hate them. I love them. No issues with these ever, especially when you got slightly dark colored copper on the ends of that. I didn't have a lot of room to work with. Soldering some of that isn't always easy, and we'll tape that up a little bit better. But let me plug this back in for you guys. We'll get an after reading. Plug this in now.
What you coming up with there, ScannerDanner?
Well, you found it before me.
I'm trying to play the game here, man.
Hey, yeah, I already spelled them. All right, this is your plugged in voltage now. Remember, unplugged voltage was almost 12, 11.7 or something. Voltmeter causing a little bit of the drop with an unplugged. But plugged in, loaded circuit, definitely saw it. And now we're plugged in and we're good. So let's go back to our LIN bus signal now. Not damaging this, going between the insulation and the wire itself. There is our LIN circuit. Let's see if we get a longer time base. I can show you kind of messages here if they're different with this one unplugged. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 on the screen right now, like 8 messages, 8 data packets. That's plugged in. Just want to see when I unplug this if we can just kind of prove a message loss. And you can decode these with the Pico, some serial decoding. We got a lesson on this that my friend Matt Fonzo just did for us for SD Premium. Highly recommended. I'm not going to do that right now. Just unplug it. Just want to make this guy not talk. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have 8. So we just got to make sure that this thing is talking to us now and not do it this way. Because I don't know on these smaller time bases without going through the data packets and then plugging in serial data decoding type stuff if it's going to show us a difference. But this is unplugged. Let me plug it in. We'll watch it. Biggest thing is, can I clear the code and do that functional test? Yeah, I really did not see a difference there. It could be because this active Grille shutter is really not talking right now because the conditions aren't met for it to do anything. That's very, very likely what we're seeing because I saw no difference in the data packets unplugged and plugged in. So now let's see if we can do this test again. All right, so I don't see any difference in these data parameters. -1s on the active grill shutter, AGS closed, 255, and then actual position 184. All right, let's start this up and see if any of that changes. I don't see really much there. Let's hit no. We're gonna clear our codes. No com. Retry. What? Ignition is on. Why is this not letting me what the heck is going on? Yeah, now let me clear it, please. How strange. How strange. I can read the codes, read data. If I get a no com whenever I try to clear the codes. Let's do it running. See if it lets me. What the heck is going on? Codes there. Freaking clear codes. Okay, you're gonna be like that. Memory resets. What can we do in here? I know it's like fuel trim and learned idle and all adaptives. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let me just see if it'll let me do some type of clear. This is the misfire adaptives. Yeah, what the heck is going on here? It's not going to let me do this system test most likely on the active grill shutter with the fault code in memory. System tests. Active grill shutter test. Okay, continue. We have an option to open, close it. Let's go closed. Let's see what it does. What is happening? I need to reboot this. I think maybe my timeout for auto authority. That's what this is. That's just stupid. That's annoying. So you give me partial function, but not all functions. You won't let me do bidirectional stuff. Won't let me clear codes. You let me read codes. You let me look at data. I forget what the timer is, 90 minutes or something like that. It hasn't been that long. But I think that's what this is. The tool is fighting me because of that. Yeah, ensure scanner attempting auto ID. Then what you're gonna see is a message that talks about logging in. Current vehicle, yes. Yeah. Requesting, that was the holdup. Did you see that? Secure gateway, contacting, sending, unlocked, right? Because our credentials are good. I'm pretty sure that now I'll have no trouble clearing the fault codes on this. That is annoying. I'm not a fan of that. Why are you gonna put a timer on a authorized account? Hey, you ever run into the auto authority like timing you out and it's not letting me clear the codes? It wouldn't. I could read data, I could do other stuff, but I couldn't clear codes and I couldn't do bidirectional controls. You have to log out completely, stop talking to the car, go back in, and then it reinitializes the process.
They give you
there's a timer. Yeah, because that's bullshit.
Why would they?
Yeah, exactly.
I like hooked it up at 8 o'clock last night. Why would it still say have an active session?
Well, that's different. That's something different. This is the tool itself logged in. When I was in there playing around, I think it said 90 minutes. It hasn't been 90 minutes. It hasn't been.
And you have like phones and
yeah, but it hasn't been 90 minutes. It's been like a tops, and like my recording's only, well, right now this one's 41 minutes.
Okay.
Stupid. Yeah, I couldn't clear the codes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do the bidirectional test.
Did you watch it move?
No, that's what I'm trying.
Oh, you're trying to make
I
it
couldn't.
move.
I couldn't.
Still there.
I couldn't do any of that. No codes present, which is good. All right, let's do the.
It's supposed to do an auto cycle. Oh, they're closed. Yeah, they're working.
All right, sweet. Danner said that they
auto function.
They do an auto.
A startup. It does an auto like.
It goes full open, full closed.
Yep.
I can force that here too.
Yeah, but I watched it just happen. That's great.
All right, let's go open, and then we have percentages on here. There's nothing. This test didn't work last time. It just basically said test in progress, and I saw nothing. Same thing there. Let's go closed. I didn't see any percentage change. I don't know if maybe it doesn't change on the scan tool, and then just out there it does. So that's these guys down here. Inside. They're behind here. Camera's gonna have a little trouble with the focus. Right now we're closed. And let's open them. Nice. Open. No data parameter changes, which is goofy that they wouldn't give me that percentage. And then hitting closed. Clearly functional. No data PID changes. Active Grille shutter. LIN bus stuff. Nice and easy, Danner. All right, lesson is LIN bus circuits, power, ground, and a signal. Remember that a lot of these are shared. Second one is voltage drop testing. Never unplug something when you're measuring voltage. As I showed you guys, it was almost battery voltage unplugged and 2 to 3 volts plugged in. You need the load there to do accurate voltage drop measurements, and the load itself, leave it plugged in. Use the load when possible for that purpose. If you can't, you can use a test light. That helps you too. Lots of theory involved in all of that. And then the final one too is remember that auto authority and the secure gateway, there's a timer, and if your scan tool is doing dumb stuff to you, you might have to log out and back in again. All right, hope you guys like that. Active Grille shutter, LIN bus circuit, easy peasy. See you next time.